All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready. What are we looking at today?
Well, you know how we always say it's the little things, the details that really matter?
Oh, absolutely. You can have the fanciest tech, but if you miss the basics.
Exactly. And today's a perfect example. We're talking Dahua DVRs, specifically getting that date and time set up right.
Timestamps. So crucial, yet so often overlooked.
Right. And you wouldn't believe how many people get tripped up by this. Luckily, we've got this awesome guide from AI CCTV Support to walk us through it.
Oh, they're good. Practical, straight to the point.
Yep, 7 steps total. First up, accessing the main menu. Should be pretty familiar to Dahua users, right? Right-click on that live view, hit main menu, we're in.
Think of it like the mission control for your whole system. All the good stuff is in there.
Okay, step 2, system settings. Click System, then the General tab, and boom, there's our date and time settings. Pretty straightforward so far. Input the current date, the time.
And here's where people start to slip up. Time zone.
Oh yeah, got to make sure that matches your actual location otherwise.
Chaos. Your timestamps are off, everything gets wonky. Imagine needing to pull footage for, say, an insurance claim, and the times don't match up with reality.
Nightmare. Okay, so time zone, check. Now, what about those of us dealing with daylight saving time? I know I always forget when it starts and ends.
Thankfully, the DVR doesn't have to. That's step 3. Enable that DST option, put in the correct dates for your region, and it'll adjust automatically.
Like magic. No more fumbling with the clock twice a year. Okay, on to step 4. This one's a little more techy. NTP server synchronization.
Don't let the name scare you. Basically, it's like having your DVR check its time against an atomic clock. Keeps everything super accurate.
The guide actually recommends time.windows.com as a reliable server. Set it to sync every 24 hours, and you're golden.
It's all about that set it and forget it peace of mind. No more manual adjustments, and more importantly,
Accurate records, which, as you mentioned earlier, can have huge legal implications.
oh, absolutely. Think about it. You need to use your footage as evidence in court, but the timestamps are off, even by a little bit.
Suddenly the whole thing's unreliable. It throws everything into question.
Exactly. You lose credibility.
Hmm.
So getting those timestamps right is about more than just convenience. It's about ensuring that your footage is admissible, trustworthy.
Right, so that's why this seemingly small setting is so important. Okay, back to the guide. We've got our NTP server all set up. What's next?
Well, before we make any big changes, the guide recommends backing up your recordings, just in case. Then, they have a really interesting tip. Format the hard drive after any time changes, especially ones related to DST.
Format the whole thing. Why is that?
It's like hitting the reset button. Make sure the system can write those new recordings smoothly, without any errors or hiccups. It's a little extra step, but it can save a lot of headaches down the line.
Oh, makes sense. Prevention is better than cure, as they say. So, 7 steps. We've gone through them all. Hit save, double check everything on the live view, and we're done.
That's it. You've got a Dahua DVR that's keeping time like a champ.
You know, this deep dive really shows how something seemingly simple can have such a big impact.
Right. And that's the kind of stuff we love to unpack here. It's about empowering people to get the most out of their security systems. Because at the end of the day,
It's about peace of mind. Knowing that your system is reliable, accurate, and ready to do its job when it matters most.
now speaking of going deeper, this whole thing got me thinking. Have you ever considered the legal side of inaccurate timestamps? Like how it could affect admissibility of footage in court?
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. And honestly, it's probably worth a whole other deep dive in itself.
Agreed. So much to explore there. But for now, folks, I hope this has been helpful. Remember, those little settings matter.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and stay informed.